here that it's third year student BA Social Work KNUS, and I'm about to delve deeply into the topic embracing human equality and upholding the rights and dignity of all human. Coins out from the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Article 1, which states that all humans are born freely and equally in dignity and rights, endowed with reasons and conscience, and should act towards one another in a spirit of brotherhood. I'm here with one of our students who will help me engage in a thoughtful discussion and explore the perspective of human who advocates and explore the perspective of individual who advocates for human rights. Please, may I know your name?
Oh, thank you very much for the opportunity. My name is Emmanuel Bafide, first year MPhil Vegetable Crop Production student, Department of Horticulture, Faculty of Agri, College of Agri and Natural Resources. Thank you.
Okay, without wasting much time, I would like us to examine clearly by pausing through a provoking interview questions in order to gain an insight. What does the principle that all humans are born freely and equally in dignity and worth means to you personally?
Oh, thank you. I think this is a topic of interest to the audience, and I really deem it a great opportunity whenever we are to discuss issues about human rights and those things. We are in a world that is full of confusion, chaos, and so many things, all in the name that the rights and the dignity of people are not respected, and that is the cause of all these things. And to talk about the dignity, rights, and people are born freely. Aside all creation, man is a creation on earth that its rights have been fought for so many times because gone were the days that people were sent to slavery and so many things, and people are ill treated, people are being called names because of their ethnic groups, because of their race, their social status, and among others. And in this world, nobody is there when his right or his dignity will be stepped upon and he or she will keep quiet. And I think we are having a lot of issues today because of this. And this means that we need to treat each others with all due respect, and we have to see people that we are all the same. It does not matter your social class. It does not matter the clan, the ethnic group you come from, the educational background, or whatever that you have. We are all equal, and nobody is higher and powerful than the other. Just that perhaps environment or society may cause disparities, but that does not mean that one right should be stepped upon. There's no human, and I love the topic that says that the dignity and right for all. No discrimination should be there. And that is what I understand by the word dignity, right, and people are born free.
Okay, thank you. So does it mean that when you treat people with respect and dignity, it can promote peacefully and in a society whereby we will tolerate the views whereby we tolerate the views of others, there will be peaceful solidarity and harmony among us, right?
Oh, exactly, as you just said.
Okay,
I think that's a summary of it all.
okay. The next question. Why do you think it is important to acknowledge that all humans are endowed with reasons and conscience, and how does that influence your interaction and decision making?
Oh, thank you very much. Conscience and reasons are two things altogether that are endowed or that are innate part of man. Reasons help us to make critical analysis, make critical decisions, and our conscience guide us in our morality. Conscience will help you to know that this is right, this is not right. That
Okay.
is right and wrong are distinguished by conscience. But
Okay.
reasons is what help us in our decision making. So with respect to decision making and others, with both reason and conscience at work, it will help us to make an informed decision. And that will help us to live as humans on earth. And that is what distinguishes man from any other creatures. Man is the only person or the only creature that reason and can also guide his or her actions with the conscience. So these two work hand to hand to help us create a harmonious society and also think about innovations, development, and others, all comes as a result of our reasoning nature. And it helps us to understand the world in which we live. Also give us the ability to understand each other better, understand the perspective of people, the backgrounds of people. When somebody speaks, because of reasoning and function, it helps one to be able to know that this is the background this person is coming from. This is a perspective. Whenever a man fails to understand different perspective, there's always chaos, there's always wars and those things. So we should be able to employ these faculties that have been endowed with us, that we will be able to live in a harmonious world and help us to make an informed decision as well in a government agency, private agency, or whatever it is.
Okay, thank you very much. Please, can you share any example or experience where you have witnessed the positive impact of treating others with dignity and equality?
Oh, of course. I remember in 2006, this is a personal experience I'm about to share.
Okay.
In 2015, I left Accra to North, that's my hometown. And there was an old lady who stays around the vicinity in which I stay, and the proximity of our house to to hers was also very close. So I came out one morning and realized she was standing at her, veranda or the porch, looking so stressed, and I thought it twice. Perhaps she might have needed somebody to help her do something. So I walked towards her and I was like, "Grandma, is there anything you would like me to help you with?" So she was so amazed. I was like, I finished cooking, and that was their salad time. She's a Muslim. Like, I finished cooking, and I really wanted somebody that who can go and distribute the food for me. I said, "Oh, Grandma, I came here very new, and I don't know you, but I believe if you package this food, just put it in any container at all. I wouldn't mind. I'll carry it and go around and share." So she packed the food and put it in a basin, gave me the names of the people that I should go. I went to from house to house, share the food. When I came back, she was so happy and she really blessed me that day. And since then, I've been a very good friend to the family. And since then, whenever we call, there's always that kind of, harmony. And we are always happy to hear from each other as well. Way back from 2016 to now, we are still very good. And that tells me that whenever we treat people well, whenever we see ourselves that we are humans, we have to treat others like ourselves. We have to help people whenever there's a need for help. I think it will foster peaceful coexistence among us, and that will be the way forward that we can have peaceful living in this earth.
Okay, thank you. In your opinion, what are some of the greatest obstacles in achieving a society where all individuals are treated equally? How can how can how can we overcome those challenges? How can we overcome those challenges? In what way?
Um, when we are talking of the world today, we can all attest to the fact that we have a lot of societal unrest, a whole lot of chaos in our societies, all because we are not embracing equality. We are not embracing dignities. We are not respecting each other's views. We don't understand perspectives of people. Talking about wars and all those things in different countries, all is just lack of understanding. But when I see you that you are my sister, I wouldn't want to do anything to hurt you. That in as much as I would like you to do certain things to me, once I feel like, oh, there's a need for you to respect me, then I should also respect you. And that would be the only ways that we can live peacefully. So the challenges that we face today is all about the fight for power, the fight for wealth. Everybody want to have a name with it at the expense of the other person's right, at the expense of the other person's joy, happiness, and all those things. And I believe that these are some of the reasons or some of the causes of our unrest in the society. Today, people don't think about name. They rather think about what will make me rich when somebody is even being deprived. So deprivation is one of the challenges that causes unrest in our society. And also governmental issues where government upon government, because whenever especially in the case of Ghana, every government will come and will only want to do things that will please his followers so that one day they will vote for him again. without thinking of what will be the face of the whole country, what will be the interest of the whole country as a whole. So if we are able to overcome some of these things like discrimination, oh, he's from my clan, he's from my people, he's one of us, whether he has idea about a particular thing or not, he's being favored. If we can go away with these things, favoritism and all these things called protocol and other things, it will really help us to overcome the challenges that we face in our world today.
Okay, thank you very much. Please, how can education and awareness play a role in promoting the principle of dignity and equality in our
Um,
various society? How
Thank you
can
very much.
education?
Education, as per se, I can say it has really helped in so many ways. Coming back to Ghana, gone were the days that various ethnic groups don't understand each other. A whole lot of preconceived mindset about different ethnic groups in Ghana. But today, I can say because of education, we can find a northern man having a peaceful coexistence with the Ashanti man, with the Akan man, and different ethnic groups.
So
So
nowadays they
education,
are like tolerating
yes,
each other's.
yes, through education, we meet in classrooms and realize that, oh, what I heard about this ethnic group is not what I'm seeing.
So there is no discrimination.
Discrimination, though
They
it
are
can
embracing diversity.
diversity, that is it, diversity.
Okay.
We can now find out that even in our parliament house, we have a whole lot of people coming out with different ideas. We come to industries, we have a whole lot of people from different ethnic groups coming out with different ideas. You can go to the northern sector, find different ethnic group there. You come back to the southern sector, find different ethnic group there. We are now embracing ourselves. Where gone were the days that it was very difficult to have intertribal marriages because people don't believe that it is possible for another person to marry a different tribe. But because of education today, we find it that oh, people are marrying from different tribes and they are understanding themselves. Yet we wouldn't dispute the fact that there are still some hinges that others are educated, but yet they still have that preconceived mind, which there is a need for further sensitization to let us all understand that it's just a change of dialect, change of culture, and culture is one of the things that we have to all embrace. Diversity is natural.
Because culture is not static, it's dynamic.
It's dynamic.
It changes
It
when the
changes,
world moves.
moves exactly. And if we even take nature for our study, we realize that nature itself embraces diversity. That is why the maker or the creator didn't just create one type of organism. He had so many different organisms, and they live together, especially symbiosis. I'm a scientist, and I will
Okay.
speak from the perspective that there's what we call symbiosis relationship, even among organisms. If that happened among different organisms, I believe that if we properly understand the culture dynamics among us and understand that language is something that we can easily learn and we should understand each other from all perspectives, then I believe that education has done a lot of good and we should continue to educate people the more. And with time, we will find this kind of discrimination or ill talk against one another in those things. And that will help us to live peacefully.
Okay. Are there any specific initiation and strategy that you have particularly effective in fostering the spirit of brotherhoodness?
Oh yeah. Um, in our very dispensation, there are a lot of initiatives that are going on. The fight for gender equality is
Yes.
one of the initiatives, and then we can't take away the religion aspect. Religion is also one of the things that have actually bridged the gap, and it is an initiative that we are now being made to understand that the fact that you belong to a different religious group does not make you an enemy to you because we are all made by the same God, created by one God, and we must respect one another. So the fight for gender equality, where females or I do advocate for this that once one is a man does not make him superior or more powerful than the female. Yes, there are certain works that it might be difficult for females to participate, but we need to help one another to embrace the fact that we are not all equal in strength.
Okay.
We need to work to close the gaps that are within each other. Look at the back of one another, support one another. with all levels of dignity and respect. It shouldn't be that this is a female, she must be treated ill, or this is a male.
That was gone of the days,
Yes,
olden
even
days
in our
where
days,
females are not educated.
yes,
Right now, they
because of gender equality, we can all say that there's a voice the female can add to nation building. As a popular statement that when you educate a male, you have educated an individual. But when you educate a female, you educate the whole nation. Why? Females have the ability to nurture children. And once they're able to nurture children, they are able to
they are
impact
imparting the
into
knowledge into
those
those
children.
children.
So there's a need for us to embrace this gender equality. But it shouldn't go to the expense where it will be a fight for position as well. Where the limit should be, we should place it. Where we know that this is something that I, the female, no matter however I do, when I go to heaven and come back, I can't do it. You must accept the fact. And when it is a limit that I, the male, when I go to heaven and come down, I can't do it. We have to admit the fact and help one another. And also this one world agenda where we need to see that no country should claim superiority over the other, where we need to help one another whenever there's crisis, especially at the time of Corona. We all could see the initiatives that were put across the whole world, that countries that were finding it difficult to feed themselves, foods were sent across, medical instruments, medications, and all those things were sent across. This has given us an information that the world we live today, there are a lot of initiatives that are taking place that we must embrace them and understand ourselves that we might not be equal in strength, in technology, and all those things. But those that are having advantage over it shouldn't disadvantage the others as well, that we
Okay.
must be able to help one another
Okay.
and
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, in conclusion, with the help of my brother here, we were able to know that the notion that all human are born freely and equally in dignity and worth, endowed with reasons and conscience, and should act towards one another in a spirit of brotherhood. It's not a mere ideological vision, but an imperative manner. So when we uphold those principles, they're like there is it requires ongoing commitment and collective action by recognizing our shared humanities, embracing diversity, and advocating advocating equality and justice. We can create a world where no one is left behind. Thank you very much. You are welcome.
thank you.
Thank you for your cooperation.
Thank you. I love your outfit.